Today we're going to use place value to subtract. But before we jump in, I want to remind you some things that are true about subtraction. So we're going to subtract 352, subtract 147 using base 10 blocks. Now I don't have any base 10 blocks here at home, so I'll have to draw them. But the first thing we need to think about is when we subtract, what do we know comes first? Right, it's the big number. Unlike addition, I'm not going to build both of these numbers. I'm only going to build 352. Okay, so that would be 300s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10s, and 2 1s. Okay, I do not draw 147. Not at all. So in order to pull out 147, I need to look at my ones first. Can I pull 7 ones out of there? No, I can't, right? So I'm going to have to make a trade. That's when we say more on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. So this guy's going to be gone. I'm going to trade him for 10 ones. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's pretty silly. Okay, now I can subtract 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ones left. Okay, now this 10 is gone. He's out of here. How many 10s do I have left? So I have 4 here. No, I had 5 here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I say 4 a minute ago? Oh, goodness. Okay, so I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 10s left. But I have to take out 4 10s. What's 4 minus 4? I got to take out that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. So I have 0 10s left. And now I need to take out 100. Okay. So now let's look at what our answer is. How many hundreds do we have left? 2. How many 10s did we have left? 0, right? We sent 1 over. That left us with 4. Then we had to subtract 4 10s. And when we did that, we had 0 left. Okay, and then the ones, right? We had to send 10 ones over because we didn't have enough to subtract. And then when we did subtract 7 ones, we had 5 left over. Okay, so notice what I did. I started with the big number. I did not build the second number at all. That's what you have to pull out of your big number. Okay, so let's check it out. We can also check our subtraction by addition. So if I put these 2 numbers together, the 2 small ones, they should get me the big number, right? What number did we say was the other small number? 205, 147, 205. So let's see if that works. If I add these 2 together, I should get the number I started with, 352. All right, so 5 plus 7 is 12. 10 or more, send them next door. That's 5, yep. And that's 3. Hey, we got it. We did it. All right, so now we're going to start with some more examples, just regular subtraction like we've always done. We won't have to do drawings or anything, so watch and work some examples with me. So here's our skill, use place value to subtract. We're going to have a word problem to start off with, and we're going to subtract. Track along with me, put your finger on Ava, she doesn't care. Now track. Ava sold 473 tickets for the school play. Kim sold 294 tickets. How many more tickets did Ava sell than Kim? Okay, now how many more tells me to do what? Subtract. Okay, so do we need to combine or compare the number of tickets sold? Right, we need to compare. We're not putting them together. We want to find out who has more. Okay, circle the numbers you'll need to use. Let's use this strategy. So 473, 294. Okay. So I don't think, do we have to estimate for this one? We do. Oh boy. Okay. Oh well, it is what it is, guys. It's a good skill to know. Okay, so the first thing they did was estimate. They used friendly numbers. We're not using friendly numbers. 473 rounds to 500. 294 rounds to 300. 500 minus 300 is 200. Okay, so about 200. But now we're actually going to subtract. Okay, they've gone through all the steps, but I want you to just go ahead and watch me work it. Okay, so the big number is 473, and that's how many Ava sold. And then the smaller number is 294, and that's how many Kim sold. So I'm going to line them up. Make sure my ones, tens, and hundreds are all nicely lined up. All right, now I have a 3 on the top here, but a 4 on the bottom. Do you remember what to do? More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. So he has 7 tens. He's going to give me 1, so he'll have 6. Now I have 13. Subtract 4 is 9. Uh-oh, got another problem. 6 is on top, 9 is on the bottom. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. He has 4, he's going to give me 1, and so then I'll have 16. Subtract 9 is 7. And then 3 subtract 2 is 1. Okay, so Ava sold 179 more tickets than Kim. Since 179 is a close estimate of 200, our answer is reasonable. Okay, let's look at this bottom one. Okay, and then we're going to use, it says use place value to subtract, and then we're going to use addition to check our work. Thinking about the relationship between addition and subtraction. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to do, you'll have trouble by the tons if you don't start with the ones. Okay, I have 1. 1. Can I subtract 8 from this? No way. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. Now I have 11 minus 8 is 3. Uh-oh, another problem. 2. Can I subtract 5 from that? Nope. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. 12 minus 5 is 7. 5 minus 2 is 3. Now, since 631 is my big number, that is the answer I should get when I put these two smaller numbers together. Okay, so let's check. So, we're adding, so it doesn't matter if 258 comes first or 373. Remember, the commutative property says we can add in any order we want. Okay, so 8 plus 3 is 11. 10 or more, send them next door. 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 10 or more, send them next door. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 631, 631. So I know I am correct. Okay, turn the page, and we're not going to do this top part. You don't need to mark it out. Just stay with me. Now, look in the middle of the page. You have boxes that say A, B, and C. Your substitute's going to pause the video in a minute because you're going to have to circle the problem in which you need to regroup and then find the difference. So, substitute, please pause the video. Let them work on this. They need to find the differences, which is the answer to a subtraction problem. And then they need to circle the problem that they had to regroup. All right, I'll meet you back here when it's done. Let's see if you got what I got. Okay, so 4 minus 3 is 1. 9 minus 8 is 1. And 8 minus 5 is 3. So I did not have to regroup any in that problem. 1 minus 1 is nothing. 2 minus nothing is 2. And 5 minus 3 is 2. So I didn't have to regroup on that one. Let's look at the next one. 8 minus 7 is 1. Oh, okay. We got a problem. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. 11 minus 2 is 9. 8 minus 4 is 4. So yeah, problem C was the one we had to regroup on. Okay, let's start working some that will be like the ones on your paper. Look at the bottom section of your paper where it says share and show. It says estimate. Use place value to find 627 minus 384. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is 627. What's that going to round to? Right, it's going to round to 600. What about 384? What's that going to round to? 400. 600 minus 400 is 200. Okay, now let's actually subtract. Then we're going to use addition to check our answer. So remember, when we subtract, the big number has to come first. It has to be on top. 7 minus 4 is 3. 2 minus 8, More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. 12 minus 8 is 4. 5 minus 3 is 2. Now, because of the relationship between addition and subtraction, I should be able to put these two small numbers together and get 627, which was my big number. Okay, so they put 284 there, so I'm going to put 243 on top of that. 4 plus 3 is 7. 8 plus 4 is 12. 10 or more, send them next door. 627. Okay, so since 600, our answer here was 243. Since 243 is a close estimate of 200, the answer is reasonable. Turn the page and look for problem 2. You'll see we have to do a couple of things here. We have to estimate and we have to subtract. Okay, now because you can't see in my mind, I'm going to write down the numbers that I use to estimate. Now, you really should be able to do that in your head, but if you need to write it down, you can. So if I'm rounding 386 to the nearest 100, what would it be? What was that? 400. What if I'm rounding 123 to the nearest 100? What would it be? What is it, class? 100. Okay, so 400 minus 100 is 300. So that's my estimate. But that's not my difference. Okay, the difference, remember, is the answer. Whoops, Miss Wise can't spell today. All right, now let's actually find the answer. Okay, 6 minus 3 is 3. 8 minus 2 is 6. 3 minus 1 is 2. Is that right? I think it is, but I'm going to check it. You do not have to check it because you do not have room on your paper to check it, but I'm going to check it just because you guys know that's how I roll. I was made to check it as a kid, and so I know that if I put these two small numbers together, it should equal my big number. So 123 plus 263. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 2 plus 1 is 3. 386. So yeah, I'm correct. Okay, estimate. Again, because you can't see in my head, I'm going to write it down. 519 rounds to 500. 205 rounds to 200. 500 minus 200 is 300. Now I'm going to actually do my subtraction. 9 minus 5 is 4. 1 minus nothing is 1. 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay, again, I'm going to check it. You guys know I'm a checker. And if you will check yours too, you will get 100s pretty consistently. So I'm going to put my two small numbers together, and it should equal my big number. 205 plus 314. 5 plus 4 is 9. 0 plus 1 is 1. 2 plus 3 is 5. 519. Got it. Math is so awesome. Okay, estimate. I'm going to write it down. 456 rounds to 500. 217 rounds to 200. 500 minus 200 is still 300. We just worked that same problem. Let's do the subtraction and find our difference. All right, Houston, we've got a problem. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. Now I have 16 minus 7 is 9. 4 minus 1 is 3. 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay, is that right? Let's check it and see. So I should be able to put these two small numbers together, and it should equal my big number of 456, if I'm correct. And I think I am. But you guys know me very well. I sometimes make mistakes, right? Sometimes on purpose to see if you're watching, and sometimes just randomly. You never know. 9 plus 7 is 16. 10 or more, send them next door. 3, 4, 5, 456. So yeah, I'm correct. Okay, 642 minus 159. I need to estimate it first. 642 rounds to 600. 159 rounds to 200. 600 minus 200 is 400. So that's my estimate. Now I'm going to do the actual subtraction. We've got a 9 on the bottom. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. Now I have 12. Subtract 9. I can do that. It's 3. We've got another problem. 3 subtract 5. I can't do it. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. 13 minus 5 is 8. And 5 minus 1 is 4. Now you'll notice that our estimates are not being very close to the answer all the time, right? Because we estimated to 400 and we got 483 and then 300 and 239. It's because I'm not making you do friendly numbers. If I was making you learn that new skill, then our estimates would be closer. But I mean, I feel like we're close enough. Okay, so I'm not going to check any of these others with addition. I just want to get you rocking and rolling so you can get your assignment done. I do expect you to work these on a blank piece of paper instead of just putting the answer in the computer. Do not just fill in answers, guys. This is your grade. Okay, so we've got 242, subtract 220. 242 rounds to 200. 220 rounds to 200. 200 minus 200 is 0. So we should get an answer that's not very big. Let's see if we do. 2 minus nothing is 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. I mean, that's a pretty small answer, right? Estimate was 0. Let's do another one. 870 rounds to 900. 492 rounds to 500. 900 minus 500 is 400. So hopefully we'll get an answer that's close to 400. Uh-oh, I have nothing. Look at your neighbor and say, she has nothing. Right? More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. 10 minus 2 is 8. Uh-oh, already have another problem. 6 minus 9, I can't do it. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. I can subtract 16 minus 9, that's 7. And then 7 minus 4 is 3. Hey, that was actually reasonable. Okay, and 654, 263. This would round to 700. And this would round to 300. 700 minus 300 is 400. So hopefully that's our estimate. Hopefully our answer will be close to that, but if not, I understand because we're not using friendly numbers. 4 minus 3. Oh, I can do that. That's 1. 5 minus 6. Oh, I can't do that. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. 15 minus 6 is 9. And 5 minus 2 is 3. So yeah, those are pretty close. All right, last one, and then you're going to be on your own. 937, subtract 618. 937 rounds to 900. 618 rounds to 600. 900 subtract 600 is 300. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to subtract. Uh-oh, well, are we going to subtract? Because I have 8 on the bottom and 7 on the top. What do I need to do? I'm stuck. Right, I'm going to have to go next door and get 10 more. So 17 minus 8 is 9. 2 minus 1 is 1, and 9 minus 6 is 3. All right, so your assignment is in Seesaw. Take your time and do your best. This is for a grade. Remember, even if you don't want to play basketball, if you want to do any school functions, you have to keep your grades up to be eligible. So make sure you're always working hard. I can't wait to see you. I'll be back on Thursday.